I think as much as I would love to go get some soup, I don't think we probably should. If that room is filled with cowboys, Ava
Would
won't
be
know what to do
awkward.
with
It would be
herself.
awkward, yeah.
Ava's gonna plank and she's just gonna not move anywhere. She's gonna treat them like dinosaurs and be like, if you don't move, they can't see you.
You know what? Let's ask Erica to make a soup. She's good with the chili. She can make a soup, right?
She can make soup. I'm sure she can make a soup, and it's
We can have.
probably safer for the doggos to eat.
We'll have soup later.
Have a
Not the
good soup.
cowboy soup.
Have a good soup. Of
Yeah.
course,
Please
I don't know if
let
she'll
us
have.
not go to the Cowboys.
Will they give her cooking utensils in the hoosegow? Don't know.
I don't think Ava would appreciate being in a room full of strange men in cowboy hats.
The three of you are clustered in a row of trees across from a row of parked trucks, cars, trailers. Some sounds and smells are coming from, I don't want to call it the manor house. I'll call it the main house. Imagine there's a good-sized country kitchen in there.
Should we put on dark vision or light protection spell or something?
Sounds good.
Before we skedaddle anywhere, just in case.
As for the dark vision, do you have the?
That's a good question. Let me see.
Isn't that the Go Dust one?
There are.
It says I have honey and I have 8 pieces of gold flakes left.
Okay.
There are several tens of thousands of dollars worth of horses here. So you can imagine that this area has strategically placed lighting.
Okay.
This road.
So no worries then.
But the protection spell probably would be a good idea.
I'll take that one.
What would you like to do? You do see some buildings to your east.
Shep will put down his backpack.
Well, do occult stuff.
Yep.
Assisting him with the occult with my jack of all trades.
I'm just going to try my best.
Moral support. Please don't disappear to get soup while we're casting a spell.
I am focused on the mission.
Oh,
it was just a thought. Just a random thought.
Not a great roll. I'm gonna try that one more time. Oh, that was exactly the same. Okay, never mind. I've not been paying much attention lately to occult stuff, it seems.
I'm going to provide Shep with words of encouragement and inspiration.
Rah, rah. A success.
Ooh, that stayed on that one for a bit.
Almost a double one.
I thought it was going to be a crit fail, but no. Ended up being a success.
Can you imagine your words of success just coming out so badly?
I'm just slurring all of my words.
Like, no, Shep, don't fail like you did on your finals.
No, it would just be soup. That's all she would keep repeating.
I'm guessing you're casting the protection spell? But
yes.
That would be my guess. So I see one success, so this roll is at a +1.
Hey.
One round, one success.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, I'll permit one additional recipient for 1 pip above that which you need
Okay.
to succeed on the final round. Whichever round, 1 through 5, that might be, that puts you over the 5 successes. Round 2.
Alrighty. Because I have a cult, I can continue helping him with a cult, right?
Yes,
Is that the thing? Okay.
that is the thing.
So I
Well-
actually. Oh, go ahead. No, I don't need the paper.
Yay!
Okay. Target number to help was a 4. An 11 is a success with a raise, so that would add 2 to Chef's next roll. Sophia?
Well, maybe I don't need to help with this one. Did
I
you like that?
I did review the rule, and I was mistaken all those times that I told you that the benefit maxes out at +3. It is actually +4. So
Oh.
do keep that in mind, and I apologize for that.
Okay.
All right.
I want to roll thievery because with all the talk of stealing the soup, I am going to lean in over to Shep and say, "Soup." Is that acceptable?
Oh my god.
I'm trying to figure out how that has to do with thievery. It sounds like
We're going to steal the soup after this. It'll be like our celebratory soup. Because why not?
I'm just surprised she didn't pull out an entire pizza and go thievery.
yeah, okay. Well, you
Didn't think of
describe the
that.
manner in which that you are going to crack open like the door to the kitchen and slide in and abscond with some of that wonderful stew. And I see a 6 and a
Oh
6
my god.
and a 2.
Hell,
Oh my god.
I'm staying focused.
A success with 2 raises. You will provide Shep with the maximum allowed +4 bonus to this roll. It's been 1 round, 1 success showing. This is round 2.
I'm going to Benny that.
Ooh, I see a 6 aces followed by a 4.
And that should be another 4 on top of that. So a 16. I forgot to add the 4 plus 4 again.
That's a success with 3 raises. That brings you to a total of 5. You successfully cast the ritual. And
I
that
knew
is
you could do it, Shep.
that's exactly the number that you needed. Oh, is that true? It might be true. Yeah. 16 is the break point for 3 raises. Sorry, with a success with 3 raises, yeah, I'm going to let you cast upon multiples because that is an exceptionally high roll, and you all did exceedingly well.
Hey.
I'll say just toss me a d6 and try to get above a 1, a 4. So yeah, all of you can add. How did we do that? I know that there are 2 effects. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go 1 more round since that was only round 2. We'll go 1 more round, and that's how we'll add the pips. And on a success, you'll get that extra bonus as if you had succeeded with a raise because you got to those 5 successes in just 2 rounds. So let's just go 1 more round. I don't want to cheat you of that little extra boost that is possible. And in truth, the transition from the Savage Worlds, like arcane abilities, the spells, and the rituals of East Texas University, they don't dovetail perfectly. There is a little bit of a gap. So let's go 1 more round. Ava and Sophia, if you would like to help
All
one
right.
more time.
Will do. That was bad once
It's like
again.
Shep's completed it, and now he's just sort of holding on to it just a little bit longer before he lets that effect.
My occulting is not as good as Shep's occulting.
Every little bit helps. Sophia, would you like to try again?
I'm
To
thinking
aid
of how
Shep.
to help.
Persuasion. I think you did performance first. No, you did persuasion.
I did persuasion
Performance,
first.
possibly.
Yeah.
Performing the act of thievery of getting the soup.
You're just reciting a litany of all the other times that this has succeeded, and
Yeah.
it's only
This
failed
is how I'm
once.
gonna do it.
It's only failed once, and I think it burned Shep's hand where he was
That's
And
holding
they,
the
barely a
leather
failure.
baling
yeah,
wire.
and I'm not even sure they knew at that time that he was doing something like that.
There's a +1 for you, Shep.
Okay.
That power continues to grow in your hand.
Oof. Do I want to? Now, what was it? This was to add the extra?
Yes. On a success, I will equate that to a raise, since you already exceeded what you needed. And every pip after that, you only need 1 or 2.
So,
That's a
yeah.
success with a 4, and
Mm-hmm.
a pip gets you to 2 more pips get you to 6. And I don't think you included the +1 on that reroll,
Right.
so that actually would have been a 7. So we will call that a success with a raise. You may already have that bonus. Nope, I don't see that toughness bonus. I see it on Shep. I see it on Sophia. Ava, I don't see that +4 bonus.
How much plus are we getting?
A 4.
Okay,
The
got
equivalent
it.
of a success with a raise, making all of you a little extra tough. Are we going to go with the shimmering visage of the superheroes that you usually
Every time
elect?
we go on a mission, we're just superheroes in disguise.
Squirrel Girl and Shep is Gambit,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Wonder Woman, Sophia?
Erica's Wonder Woman. I think I'm
There you
Batgirl.
go.
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Feel free to move your characters.
Okay,
Trying to
we're
guess what
going into.
Do it.
I'm trying to guess what this is. I'm going to say there are 2 cisterns full of water and like a couple of buckets. Because why not? It makes sense. It's a horse ranch.
Maybe.
Shep, did she point at this building in front of us or further across the ranch to the other side?
Ship's not stealthing too well.
These one or these one?
It's
the
easier to
DM.
move stealthily
See?
through the grassy area than the parking road, as you can well imagine.
Yeah.
Which did she seem to be pointing? I know she pointed this way, but
It's a general direction.
okay, so it was just general.
Okay.
Does this look
Oh.
like a barn or just a shed?
Yes.
There are
Is
differences.
there a window to peek through? Because I want to stealth my way up to it and look inside.
There are no windows on the wall where you stand.
Oh, man. How about the other side?
There's a door to the north, and there is a window that is shuttered, closed, about where you are.
Oh, okay. Is the window, like, if I try to move it, does it open or is it closed?
It looks
Or
like the
locked, I should say.
shutter is secured from inside.
Okay. Friends, this window is locked.
Then we use the door.
Is the
That's
door if the
If
window is locked, I think the door will also be locked.
if I put my ear up against the glass, do I hear anything inside?
Well, there are shutters. You don't know if you open the shutters if there would be glass or not. You think
Okay.
probably not. The wood is roughly hewn.
Okay.
Does it smell like from this little building? Is there like a scent coming off of it, like as if
Yes,
there's animals
it's
inside?
it smells richly of like lemon oil and leather.
Oh,
Okay, so probably where the tack is kept.
it's like a little tannery corner, maybe.
Where they keep like the bridles and all saddles and stuff
Oh, okay.
would be my guess.
Hmm. Well, it wouldn't hurt to take a peek inside.
I mean, it would be possible to unlock the shutter from the outside with a thieving roll.
I could try that.
It's not a
Looking
hermetically
over at
sealed
Sophia. You've got
lock.
fancy unlocking capabilities of the traditional kind.
All that.
I can do it via computer stuff, but I can't fiddle around with a stick and make it happen.
All right,
Give me a keypad any day.
I'm gonna try to unlock the door or the shutter.
Your choice.
Is that
I'd say the shutter first.
I will
okay?
attempt the shutter.
Okay.
I'm
Tougher
gonna
than
try again. A little harder this time.
let's see. What is the?
I'm just a little bit distracted.
All right, I will let that slide. This is not a lock per se. It is just like a swing hook, and you manage to disengage the hook, which is inside, allowing you to pull the shutter out wide enough to peek in, even though it's dark. Enough light filters in, and there is a fair amount of reflectivity inside this work building. You see saddles on those. I don't know if they're called saddle trees or saddle stands. Um, they look to be in various states of repair or being shined with a type of oil. You see buckets, a few bottles, some brushes, not paint brushes, but those stiff sort of scrubbing brushes, and add some rags, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Smells nice. It just has a very pleasant smell. There's some shelves, and yeah, there's some reins and other bits of like bridles and whatnot. A couple of whips.
So it's really just tools in here.
Mm, there are some toolboxes that are small. You'd imagine that they would have leatherworking tools in them. This is not where you would see a sledgehammer, a crowbar,
Yeah.
a wood saw, a pick.
But you
Mhm.
said
Not
there's a whip.
Yeah, there's some whips hanging on the wall or sitting on
Just like
shelves.
there's a whip in there.
Sure. Glossy, snake-like.
Okay, maybe you're Catwoman this time.
Hey, I think.
I pick up the
Why
whip
not?
and then
You
I
know,
turn into cattle.
you're Indiana Jones now.
I mean, it will take you.
Dang.
You can get through this window and into this sort of tannery. It will require an athletics roll. It's not an
Good luck with
an
that.
egress style window.
But you're dating an athlete, so you should be able to do it.
It's more for ventilation.
You think we haven't
She's
really been playing.
dating.
We haven't been playing sports together, okay? I'm gonna try. Ha! You really haven't.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
still
just
a couple
I'll
of
just
noodle arms
I'll just
around here.
boost myself up onto the sill. Oh, it's splintery. This is not a building that a lot of care has been given to like the finishing of this rough hewn. It almost looks like an old lumber mill more than a nice finished living building, livable area. Yeah, it's splintery. You feel how rough it is, and you pull your hand away, lest you get a couple of splinters.
Maybe I don't need the whip.
What? No, it suits you too well. We should take it with us.
But thievery.
The thievery.
How much do I want this?
What can I do to help you out here? Let's see.
I mean,
I'm saying-
I could
Get-
I could Benny it. Probably.
Yeah. Well, I
But
would
it-
let
I mean-
if Ava gets on her hands and knees and lets you climb up on her back like a stool, I will give you a +2. To
Can
this
I
roll.
try to help lift her up with
Sure.
athletics?
Just fleeing
like
through
Shep
the
is the
window.
tallest of us all. Perhaps he can do one of those where you like hold your
Sure,
hands
Shep, on
together
a success,
and
I
go
will.
boost.
There you go.
Wow,
Hey,
those
boy.
those black dice with the sort of metallic teal color.
Look at you.
Well, you may not have been playing sports, but
Sure. All in all, Ava, you can make this athletics roll with a
All right,
plus
athletics roll it is.
+2.
I actually have athletics.
a +2 because of
Oh,
the-
sorry, with a +2.
Yes.
That would be a 5 then.
but me and Ava, we've actually have been playing Quidditch.
So Ava, was that a roll? Was that a roll for you to get in to the room, or was that a roll
Oh, I
to
thought it
help
was
Sophia?
was I assisting? Well, actually, no, I don't need to help because Shep is doing some stuff to help Sophia, right?
Yeah,
So
you're helping.
I-
You're helping too. He's boosting, and you're giving
Okay.
her something to climb up on. Whether
that's
it's
a
whether it's a
+3?
hand to step into. Yeah. Well, we'll make it a +4.
Oh boy.
Everybody's helping.
Sophia needs a whip. Sophia
All right.
needs a whip.
Sure. One of them, we'll say one of those successes involved putting a sweatshirt down on that rough-hewn windowsill to sort of protect you as you shimmy over it, so you don't get splinters in your tukas. And yeah, you're inside the tannery.
Oh
Oh,
boy, so
Lord.
much stuff.
But to the north of you hear a yay. There's no horse in this building, obviously. There are horses in the buildings to your north, however.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
All
grab
these
a whip
horses.
Okay.
and
Would you like
leave through the door. I don't want to go through the window again.
Okay. Would you like a light tan one, or a dark chestnut brown one, or an oiled black one?
An oiled black one, because the other two just sound like they're the same color.
Well, that's sort of a sallow tan, a light brown, or a dark, rich reddish brown, or the black. If you like the black, would you like 4 foot or 6 foot?
6 foot.
Okay.
Whoa.
Consider it done, Indiana Jones.
Alrighty. Do I have to mess around with the lock on the door to get out, or can I just open it from the inside?
You can open it from the inside.
Nice.
It will require a roll once you get back
Okay.
outside to lock the door again. And we'll say you lock the shutter as well. You wouldn't leave that shutter door open where an errant breeze could bang, bang, bang on the side. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So you shut the shutter, and then you're outside this door here,
hmm
and you can just shut it, or you can elect to shut it and try to lock it.
I'm going to try to lock it.
Okay.
I was never here.
There'd be no real penalty for failing. Of course, on a crit fail,
Cowboys rush out of the
I
room.
may
Thief!
I may just snap one of your thieving tools or something, some such. There's always a risk.
True.
There's always risks.
Yeah.
Shep just looks over at Ava and goes, I hope she doesn't get stuck inside.
I think she'll be fine with her. She's got a lot of tools to get out of sticky situations.
I'm fine. I'm always fine.
So the door's closed, but with that roll of a 3, target number 4 for success, you don't quite manage to engage the lock.
Maybe I'll try. Let me try again. You know what? It's fine. It's just a lock. It's just a lock.
You know
It's
how in
fine. I don't need to worry about this.
a barn door or a shed door or an exterior cellar door that swells a little bit in the moisture, so that even when you try to shut it, you have to give it like a little bit of a pull to get it really to shut all the way. It's a little sticky. That also means that once you do shut it, it's unlikely to blow open. It would take a bit of force to lean up against it and push it with your palm to get it to open. It wouldn't just swing easily open. It's a sticky door. It's had some weather effects. So we'll call it closed, but not locked.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got it. It's mine.
Oh, yes.
What would you like to do?
Oh my god. That's too funny. Oh my gosh.
Of course, now I'm
You
thinking of Devo.
got the whip.
Crack that whip. Get a passing slip.
I guess.
We'll find some plastic red flower pots you could invert and put on your heads. Not, that might not mean anything to you because I'm like so much older.
Correct
I'm
that
so much
whip.
older than the three of you. Well, you get it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. Where would you like to go?
Okay, so now that we've gotten you a fancy whip, we can keep going in the direction that Shep said the ghost pointed at.
Yeah,
So
we'll head,
perhaps the next building is in order.
straight across to the next building.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna go by these trees. Sneaky sneak my way this way.
That small building to your north, it appears to be, I mean, it's a small pavilion. I was going to call it a gazebo, but it is functional. There are 2 picnic tables and what appears to be like a brick um, oven for outdoor cooking. Probably has a grill built into it. In other words, like the flame nozzles and the grill, you know, equipment.
Mm.
Yeah, probably hanging on the front. You probably see a fork and a spatula, a metal spatula, kind of hanging the way that you would leave it hanging for easy use. And some picnic tables. This building where you are, part of it is pavilion-like in that it has a roof and a half wall, and you can look in and you see a couple of anvils, and I mean, how do I want to say this? shoeing tools, a barrel of nails, buckets of water. Should I call it a forge? I guess it's called a forge. If
Yeah.
it's hot, some pokers, tongs,
Oh yeah, for
It's where the
metal.
horseshoeing.
I guess
yeah.
when you make a horseshoe, it starts off as just like a flat piece of metal that you heat up and you bend
It's where the
Yeah.
farrier
to the shape. And
workshop is.
as you peek into this smallish building, I'd like a
Yeah.
notice roll from each of you.
I shall.
I love notice rolls.
That's technically my best stat. Let's see if I can. Okay.
I did just well enough.
Shep is doing his best.
Let's see. Shep, you notice that inside this pavilion, there looks to be an array of horseshoes. I want to say they're nailed to like the bulkheads, like the beams that form the roof of this pavilion, but
Hmm.
they look maybe like they're more hung than nailed there as permanent effigies. Even in the moonlight, Ava and Sophia,
Hmm.
some of these horseshoes appear to be on display, and even in this moonlight, you can tell that some of them are not made of iron. Some of them appear to be like silver or pewter or some sort of chrome with some filigree or etching, some scroll work in a few. That moonlight is glinting off just right that you can see these are more than just horseshoes. They appear to be
Seems
someone is
familiar.
someone's plying their trade here very effectively.
I do remember when we were being when we were, I guess, being harassed by some kind of thing. That there was something to do with shoes, something to do with horseshoes,
Yep.
and we can never
Rainbow
forget
flags.
Lucky Charms and the rainbow flag.
Yep. And the clover
So,
that was pressed into the first page of chapter 4 of your chemistry text that you happened to
yeah, we
open to.
had all
And
kinds
Sophia's
of
artwork was
shenanigans.
like ferns and leaves. And although they were all like verdant reds and yellows and oranges and greens, everything became a bright Kelly green on that art project before it faded back into its original color wheel.
Yeah, we had it's if there's something on one that's kind of weird with the horseshoes here, then we're on the right track.
There's a workbench, a well-worn wooden workbench. It probably has a couple of like table vises,
Mm,
vices. The things that you twirl the handle and
yeah,
it opens and closes with you know
yeah,
teeth to hold something still while you're working on it. Maybe a couple of stools. A bucket with a ladle that looks like it's more for drinking water than the bucket that you would dip uh, red hot metal into as you're forming it into a shape.
mm, hmm.
Seems tidy and well organized. Um, a broom probably sits in a corner with a excuse me, like an ash bucket.
Hmm. Ash bucket. Okay, so
And it like a dustpan.
there's no way to get in here. It's a little easier to look inside this place.
Looking into it is a simple matter. You could climb
Okay.
over. It's like a half wall, like a fence, but it's like solid.
Oh, okay.
You could easily swing your legs over and jump in, or you could open up the door. There is a door that opens to this middle area.
Well, we need to put in some exercise with our little lanky arms all the time. A little parkour would probably
I'm
do us some good, huh?
I'm tired of exercise already.
We had to work really hard to get you into that house. We're like, oof, all right, there goes the strength training of the day, y'all. Um, no, if there's a door, we can walk into the door.
It
But I
opens
think
easily.
if there's anything else that stands out outside of the horseshoes, if anything,
I mean, just the
uh,
tools of the shoeing trade. You can imagine
Mm.
a couple of hammers of different sizes. Like I said, a barrel of nails would make sense. Some of the, I don't want to call them like grooming tools, but whatever sort of uh, tools that you
Barrier
would
tools.
use.
hmm,
Yeah, to clean the horse's hoof before you apply
okay.
a replacement shoe. You know, carve off some
So
of the
this is where they do all of that stuff.
shoeing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I imagine you can look and you say, oh yeah, this area right here is probably where they tie the horse, so it can't bolt, or kick when you try to lift up its foot backwards to expose the hoof to put on the shoe.
You said there was something. There was one horseshoe, or was there a couple
Several,
horseshoes that?
several.
Okay. Can we get a closer look at them and maybe see if there's something? Cause don't horseshoes have like little um? I want to say not engravings, but like I guess a maker's mark.
They can.
I wonder if those specific ones have maybe initials that maybe this is where Mikey or Mickey does stuff in this particular area. I don't know. Maybe he's making horseshoes and doing weird stuff with them. We don't know specifically what he does yet, besides other than the fact that he does like work with his hands.
They're too high on the wall for you to reach. Like I said, they're hanging or on
Too short.
display, positioned on the uh, not the rafters, but the bulkheads, the main beams
Can
that
can
form
I
the
take
roof.
the tongs that he would use to hold the iron while it's hot and reach up there and take
Oh, the
them
big
down?
old
Sure. You
tongs.
want one of the nice shiny ones?
Sure.
Yeah, looks like it's made of silver, or some sort of very bright, shiny metal. And there is a degree of scroll work on this. It's quite lovely. And since you said it, for free, I'll give you. There is a letter M and a stylized shamrock and a letter C, all in a row, like M,
Mhm.
clover, C.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Chip
his.
will put it back up, but he's going to put it upside down.
Okay.
And he's going to do that with every single horseshoe that's up there.
Okay. So we'll say that there are about 30. Would you like to do this for all 30?
Yep.
There's so many of them.
And he is Shep knows his rituals. He knows his what do you call it?
I trust his process.
I would like 2 agility rolls.
Okay.
Can I try to help him with this? I'm
Because
taller than
basically
Ava, so maybe I can help reach.
what he is
The
doing is
answer to that is yes, if needed.
Okay.
I'm
what
just
Shep
moral support from the bottom of the floor.
what Shep is doing is basically he is when they're up right side up, it means you're gathering luck. He's turning them upside down so the luck is falling out. He knows his occult
I
and
love that.
superstitions.
I trust in Chef's
2 agility
methods.
rolls, if you will.
I love that.
Sophia said she was helping.
Yes. So
But
do
I'm
I roll?
but not in the manner that she's rolling at this point.
Okay.
Do I roll the agility as well?
You do not.
Okay.
Not yet. Made your first one in a stellar fashion. Made your second one again in a stellar fashion. Success with a raise. Yes, if he had failed a roll, he would have dropped one as he was hanging it. I would have given you the opportunity to catch it before it landed with a thud on the stone floor, etc., etc.
And people then we'd have cowboys our way, and we
And
have no soup to take.
another truck drives by, between the buildings, if you will,
Oh
and
no.
goes down and heads towards the main house. So you all sort of do that Scooby-Doo duck, duck in place. It just drives by, somebody driving kind of slowly, kind of cautiously. And yeah,
Woo.
you're in the shoeing shed.
Once we're done with that, I just want to look and see if I know you said it's a stone floor.
Hmm.
Does it look like there's anything to make you think that there could be a trap door or anything like that?
Sure, you can roll a notice roll.
Okay.
Yeah. On a success, you don't find anything there, but you do find a smoking pipe with a long curved um, pipe. I don't know what to call it. The part you suck on, not the
Mm-hmm.
part where you light. And it smells.
Oh.
It smells exceedingly foul. Looks like it fell and went underneath like a workbench shelf. And you don't see any like telltale signs of one area that's cleaner than the others, or where there's a ring folded in that you'd lift up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a little pipe.
Okay.
Somebody was smoking just some foul tobacco. Some pipes have you burn the tobacco. It smells kind of nice. Not this stuff.
Ship's like, I got something for you to burn later, Ava.
Hey.
This is
I'm
it.
wondering how would you put that impression into a horseshoe? I imagine it's almost like a
You,
like a brand that you tap when it's soft,
yeah,
and it makes that indentation
Yeah.
the same
With a
size and
there.
little
shape every
hammer.
time. So yeah, there's that sort of stuff
Yeah,
along with the hammer
there's
stuff.
also stamps that they can
Yeah,
use while it's forming.
yeah.
Um,
Indeed.
so if you haven't noticed, this is Shep's area of expertise.
Well, working at a food and grain store, right?
hmm Um, so we've got
Armor boy
that.
ship.
We found his pipe, apparently, and turned the horseshoes upside down so he can't gather luck.
Mm-hmm.
He was hoping, right?
Um, looking around, did we see anything that looks like a livable space?
No,
Maybe just south of us, maybe.
no.
What's that building? What is that?
Is there
Uh,
any place that looks like it's 2 stories
The
besides
the main house is two
just the
stories.
main house?
The building
Okay.
to your northwest looks like it could be 2 stories. You just think it has a really tall ceiling.
Okay. So nothing that
Um,
just there's nothing that basically says employee living, like an apartment over something or
no,
trailer
that building
house.
to the south looks like it's just where you would store like stacks and stacks and bales of hay. It's got that telltale like double barn door look to it.
But she pointed this way.
hmm.
Maybe there's something else here we're not seeing.
There could be.
I'm trying to think of mythology, and I can't really think of too much about leprechauns
All
at
I
the
know is
moment.
Lucky Charms, and I don't think that's going to help here.
You made some good rolls last time we played for Leprechaun lore. They
Hmm.
are they are the cobblers of the Fey folk, very skilled shoemakers. They are known for smoking foul smelling weed and tobacco in pipes. They are avaricious and greedy, and they have been tasked with storing the valuables for some of the Fae, and they do so by storing them in pots. Unfortunately, the way that the rainbows fall after a rain, it can sometimes point to a pot of gold. So these leprechauns are often moving their treasure from place to place to place. They are exceedingly long lived, long lifespans.
Hmm.
But nothing that would suggest like a field of clover would be a place to find their underground hut.
Not much is known about where they live. Um, Being Fey, you would think maybe they transform to the other, the Fey Wild or the Fey Plane, where they might even have like a little house or a little hollow stump where they might live, or a cave or a hut, maybe. And
Okay.
I mean the leprechaun lore, they're not really inherently evil. There are some that are mischievous. There are some that are friendly and helpful. There are some that are,
This
evil
one's
and
definitely a red cap.
malevolent. Um, there was one, there was some sort of like elven myth about the shoemaker that was poor,
Mm.
and the leprechaun would come and work through the night, and the cobbler would wake up and find a beautiful pair of shoes left for him on his workbench in the morning.
Yeah.
So, not all evil, but certainly malevolence and greed, avarice, could be an aspect of some of the mythos.
Shep just looks at him and goes, "There was young girls
Hmm.
in amongst the ghosts of this place."
Very very uneasy.
Um, she pointed this
um
way.
well, if someone is trying to lure back women to this area, no bueno. But we if
I'll take another notice roll as you're looking, this area over.
yeah,
There we go.
we got
Goodness,
5.
my
Oh
goodness,
yay!
5 and a 2 and a 10. Yeah. Ava, you look across, and in some corner, it
Not
looks like there's a
great.
small framed
No.
black and white photograph, with a frame and glass behind glass. Looks kind of old, hanging up, on one of the pillars or something. And Shep, you are
Mm.
kind of closer to it. You see, it looks like it is I don't know, circa World War I, where horses played a significant part in some of the warfare, pulling artillery, riding. And it looks like there's a picture of Mickey standing between two horses, two beautiful steeds.
Mm.
And this area, where the picture is being taken, it looks like it's been kind of bombed out. It sort of looks like ruins, and just the appearance of the age of this picture, it screams, the trenches of World War I to you.
Uh,
Hmm.
at least it's before the other one.
He looks happy. He looks very much, you know, facially, the way that he just looked an hour ago to you.
Um,
he's got his hands up and he's holding the reins, and of course he's dwarfed by these horses, these
Yeah.
steeds,
I
beautiful creatures.
I'm just reluctant to go back to the main house because I really don't want to have to deal with all of them. Because if he's there, then they're all in on it.
Right, that's
Suspicion as
gross.
well.
I will
Uh,
happily steal the gross people's soup, and they're all gross
Yeah,
and in on it.
exactly. The Cowboys are in on it,
They
and they
don't
don't deserve their
deserve the soup.
but I
They
would like to
don't
check out their
deserve it.
horse barn first. If he was
Okay,
happy with horses, then we can go there.
okay. He was happy with horses.
I'm grasping at straws here because
Okay.
Chip really does not want to come back to the cowboy place.
Want to go back there? Well, we're probably gonna have to. Let's go. Let's go to the
He
horse
pointed this
area.
way. He's holding out hope.
Let's go to the horses. Oh my god. There's a barn with horses in it, or are the horses out in the open?
It looks like these stables are primarily the 3 buildings north of the open exercise arena, which is your dirt, that big rectangular or dirt area.
Okay.
So there's 3. There's
Mm.
one that looks like upside down L, one that's a little square, and yeah, it has all the sights and sounds of stabling.
Alrighty.
I guess we just go the long way around till we get back to the main house.
All right.
I think so.
Throw a notice roll again if you would be so kind.
Yes. Oh.
Thank goodness.
You guys
I
are making
noticed something.
you're making a friend sandwich
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as you're
Always.
kind of heading that way. Here, as you are, oops, didn't mean to bring up your character sheet. Dope. As you are sort of walking up this way, taking advantage of as much of the tree cover as you could, you see on the side of this shoeing pavilion is one of those angled wooden basement doors, kind of like that would lead to a root cellar or a tornado cellar.
Okay.
It opens up like shutters, but it's a wedge. It's not straight up and down, and it's not flat. It's kind of at an angle,
Mhm.
and you would basically unlock it and swing these 2 doors open wide, and they would just lean open. And there's probably a set of stone steps that leads below this shoeing building. Interestingly, the cellar doors are shuttered closed, but next to these shuttered doors is a padlock and a length of chain sort of laying in the grass.
Huh.
Okay.
Feel the need to unlock that.
It's already unlocked.
Ah.
I'm
A
grabbing
length
that
of
padlock and
chain.
putting it in my backpack.
Okay.
They're not going to lock us in easily. They'll have to bring their own.
I hope not. Oh boy. Okay,
We're going
so
in there, right?
I guess
Yeah.
so. I'm gonna stay in the comfort of my friendship sandwich being the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shep gets to go first.
Gee, thanks. Shouldn't the one
Gen-
with the fire go first?
Gentleman first.
And Shep is such a gentleman.
He's the most gentleman I know.
Ship has been
Gently
taking
down the
lessons
cellar
from
now.
here.
He's the most gentleman I know.
He's the most gentle man I've ever met.
I think so. If we're going in a cellar, that means it's going to be really dark. Do you want? Should we do dark vision?
It couldn't hurt.
Just just
So your
saying.
armor lasts an hour,
Yeah.
if I recall.
We might not have time for the dark vision, maybe?
Okay.
I'd have to.
All
For
right.
some reason,
Yep.
I think it lasts 10 minutes. I think it's 5 minutes by the rules, but for East Texas University rituals, you double the duration. So I think
The
it
dark.
came out to an even 10 minutes for the armor. Let me look up the protection.
One of them was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one was a lot longer than the other one. I think the
Okay.
hour was the
So
dark
duration
vision.
is 5. Double that is 10. But what is 5? Does it mean 5 rounds? So it's over in 30 seconds or a minute? It's a minute sounds short, but let's see. Range, duration. How long the
Well,
power lasts in rounds. So
yeah.
we'll say that you didn't.
Yeah.
We'll just say that you didn't cast it until right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was more in the range of like 10 minutes or an hour.
It-
Yeah, that's
Yeah, this is the part where the spells don't quite align
Yeah.
with the powers.
I mean, you don't play often enough. I tend to misremember some things, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Now it's coming back to me. It was sort of in the periphery of my mind because I was like, yeah, I should probably look that up and find out exactly how long that lasts.
Something along those lines. Yeah, because every
So,
time you cast it, it's like right before we actually fight something.
Yeah, I
so
try.
never really.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. I'm the dean. I can just invoke Dean Fiat. And so
So
this is how it
Thank
is.
you, Dean.
It's just how it is.
Shep is going to get ready to open the cellar door,
Okay, it has two rusty handles.
and he's going to open it as quietly as he can. It's rusty, so I know it may make some noise, but he's going to try to do it slow and.
None of us are
Yes.
carrying oil, are we?
I
Oh,
don't think
did we get
so.
some oil from the from the tannery
There
or
is
the
oil.
leather corner?
Oh, there's certainly oil there, but you're on a counter, a timer.
We're
If you will.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking to see what I got, but no oil.
Maybe here. Let me see. What am I carrying?
Could
Uh,
I
I don't have anything.
could I have said I've scavenged some oil out of there on my way out with the whip?
For a Benny. For a Benny, I will roll back time and make it just as you say.
Once per encounter, the hero may find, suddenly remember, or dig up some much needed piece of equipment, a handful of ammunition, or some other useful device. Would this count as an encounter?
Or a scavengering.
Absolutely, it counts. We'll say that when you were in the shoeing area, that there was some sort of like machine oil to rub the hammer, the metallic portions of the hammers and the tongs and the pokers and whatnot down to keep them from rusting. So
Neat.
We'll use that scavenger skill, which is so cool. And say you came up, the little oil can that they used on the Tin Man,
Yeah.
something like that.
All right, here you go. Shep, and then I retreat back to the other end of the friend sandwich.
Okay.
Shep uses the oil on the hinges.
Okay. I guess that takes about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Hinges on the other side. Glistens
And
in the moonlight.
then we open it up.
Okay. Maybe a stealth roll.
Oh, yay.
I'll give
Here
it
we
to you.
I have
go.
done really good with those.
I'm going to give you a +1. A +1 with the oiled hinges.
Stealth time. Oh my gosh.
We
Ava's gonna
all
fall over.
All right. So,
we all passed.
since you were
Just
primarily doing the
barely.
opening, Shep, you got a 6. I'm going to give you a +1 from Sophia's success. I'm going to give you a +1 from Ava's success, giving you
A success
in
with the
total
raise.
an 8,
Yay.
which is a
Woo!
success with a raise, which means that indicates to me that it's not as noisy as you think it could have been. Oh, and I would be remiss not to drop a Benny into each of your trays for some of these just awesome freaking ideas. It is open. There is light coming from the room below you, and you also hear a wicked and a girl sobbing.